The number one regret of the dying. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Your dreams will go fulfilled or unfulfilled due to the choices you do or do not make. There is one inevitable, unescapable fact of life, and that is that it will end. Someday, hopefully a long time from now, there's going to come a day where all you have left to do is reflect on the life you live. And I believe that you should do everything in your power to make sure that on that day, what you feel is a sense of pride, a sense of contentedness, a sense of fulfillment for the life that you lived, rather than what, unfortunately, most people feel on that day, a sense of deep regret. As far as I'm concerned, the only way to live is a life that's self-directed, not a life given to you by someone or something else, but a life that through your own introspection, your own self-awareness, and your own self-discovery is aligned with your greater sense of meaning, your greater sense of fulfillment, and with wanting to provide value to yourself and to, hopefully, others and the world at large. I believe you were given gifts that are unique and exclusive to you, gifts that don't manifest in anybody else the way that they manifest in you. And I believe that you have those gifts because they're meant to be shared with the world. You wouldn't have them if they weren't supposed to be given through the life that you live and through the work that you do. And so the way to live a life that you can one day look back on and be proud of is to discover and define your purpose. If you can't do it today, I want you to wake up one day soon and feel as though you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, exactly what you were put on this earth to do. This is a sense that I feel fortunate enough to wake up with every single day. I can't describe to you the immense gratitude that I feel on a daily basis because I know beyond any shadow of a doubt that I am living in total alignment with the fullest expression of my gifts. I feel that I am living through my purpose exactly as I was intended to, exactly as I was designed to, and in the way that I was created for. And to help you get to a place where you can confidently, sincerely, and unashamedly say the same, we're going to be exploring 15 questions across 5 categories. And those categories are gifts and passions, interests and curiosities, skill development, problem solving, and higher calling. But before we get started, I want to invite you to enroll into my 8-week program, the Absolute Abundance Academy. This program is a culmination of my near-decade experience building a multi-six-figure following and income through my purpose-driven brand and online business. So if you're a content creator, a consultant, or a digital educator, and you want to go from overwhelmed and underpaid to deeply fulfilled and richly rewarded, regardless of if you're a beginner and you want to see some success, if you've seen some success and you want to scale, or you've seen substantial success, but you want to pivot to a direction that's more aligned with your greater sense of fulfillment, I highly, highly encourage you check out the program. Link is in the bio. It is the lowest price it will ever be, ever. Because I want to give as many people as possible access to the tools, the systems, the frameworks, everything that I know how to do in order to facilitate this work and facilitate it successfully so that you can have the best possible year as we move into 2024. So again, link is in the bio below. And with that being said, let's get started with category 1. Gifts and passions. So your gifts and passions are what you are encoded for. These are aspects of yourself that are innate. They're intrinsic. They've been with you since you were a child. You have an intuitive awareness of these, even if you feel like you don't have a conscious awareness of these. And these questions will help you facilitate bringing that intuitive awareness into the conscious realm so that you can apply those gifts in a practical, meaningful way. So question 1, what do you have a deep love for? This is what brings you bliss. It's what you engage in that brings you a genuine sense of joy and makes you feel alive. And so you want to think about the ways in which you spend your time, energy, and attention that feel less like work and more like play. The activities that you would do regardless of whether or not you were getting paid for them, regardless of whether or not you were getting recognized for them. They're the things that you do for you and that you feel you need to do in order to live in alignment with the truest version of yourself. Question 2. What do you have an innate gift or talent for? This is what you are naturally good at and what comes easy to you. So to give you an example from my own life, ever since I was a child, I'm talking like 7, I've always been deeply introspective. I've always been pretty existential. And I have always had an ability to communicate my thoughts through the spoken word, and not much later through the written word. And so now the work that I do, the brand and business that I've built, is all predicated on those natural proclivities, the natural gifts that I've had within me for my entire life. They've manifested differently through different points in my life, but every iteration of those gifts, those talents, has led me to where I am today. And that's part of the reason that I feel like I live in such total alignment with what I feel I'm meant to do and what I feel I'm here for, is because I'm making full use in what I consider to be the best possible way of those innate gifts, talents, and abilities. And so reflect on what you've always had an aptitude or sense for, the qualities and capabilities you've possessed since childhood or from a relatively young age, and how you might be able to apply them in a practical, effective way today. Question 3, what do you have a strong passion for? This is what drives you. It's what gives you a fire to get up in the morning, a magnetic pull towards something, a desire to be the best possible version of yourself, to fill the entire expanse of your potential, to share a message with the world in a way that hopefully beneficially impacts the lives of others and makes the world a better place than it was before you were in it, to build something worthwhile for your own sense of purpose, but also to help facilitate the care for the people you love and who love you. These are the types of things that elicit passion in us and allow us to commit and stay consistent in our discipline towards the commitment of our purpose and the work that we feel we're here to do. And so what are you happy to commit your attention, time, and energy to? What makes you feel energized mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Category 2, interests and curiosities. These are the fields and realms of knowledge that you're drawn towards. These are the areas that you will develop expertise in order to facilitate your purpose, the work that you feel you're called to do. Question 4, what general fields of knowledge interest you? This is what you're curious about. It's what you're interested in. These are the general fields of knowledge that you find the most compelling. You want to think broad here. So psychology, philosophy, entrepreneurship, online business, right? These big, broad, conceptual fields that have tons of information in and around them that you can explore and develop greater degrees of nuanced expertise within. And so ask yourself, why do you feel drawn to them and want to know more about them? And why do you think understanding them adds value to your life and potentially the lives of others? Question 5, what specific fields of knowledge interests you? This is what you will spend your time studying and researching. This is the nuanced aspects of certain fields of knowledge that you want to develop a particular awareness and expertise in and around. This is where you start narrowing your focus in relation to broad general concepts, okay? So philosophy, what aspects of philosophy, what kinds of philosophers, what information relative to philosophy, spirituality, what religions or ways of being, what kinds of spiritual practices, what kinds of spiritual schools of thought, right? Online business, in what field or what niches, what kind of online business, what kinds of topics, what kinds of subjects to create content and build offers around. It's specifying the fields of knowledge that you're interested in so that you can get a more holistic understanding and a more granular understanding at the same time of what you want to present to the world in relation to the knowledge that you study and research. And so ask yourself what the nuanced aspects of certain topics and knowledge you're most fascinated by. What related or seemingly unrelated intersections and connections between topics and bodies of knowledge do you want to explore further? Question 6. Where do you think and or feel you could develop expertise? So this is where you can develop true depth in your understanding on an advanced level. And this is going to take time. It's going to take patience, but this is how you develop authority and credibility in whatever field you're working to advance or progress within through the work that you do, right? The only reason that I'm able to make these videos in the first place is because I have an expansive depth of understanding in relation to the subject matter that I'm making the videos around. And that didn't come overnight, right? This has been ongoing since I was 12, well over a decade of my life, committed to the study, the research, the implementation, the application, the refinement of these nuanced subjects, these topics, and this information so that I could get to a place now where I'm able to educate, teach, and guide others in relation to them. And that willingness, that commitment will serve you so well if you allow yourself the time and energy and patience necessary to get to the point where your expertise has depth and is able to be conveyed, hopefully, simply and effectively to others so that they can gain your understanding, your knowledge with less time and energy than it took you to gain that same level of understanding and knowledge. And so ask yourself how you feel you can advance certain topics and bodies of knowledge. What gaps do you think you can help fill, and why is it important to fill them? What creative theories and unique ideas do you want to develop and explore further? Category 3, skill development. This is how you will provide value to the world. It's how you will take your understanding of information and knowledge and utilize it in a practical, meaningful way that benefits the lives of others and solves problems that others experience. You can do this through art, you can do this through business, you can do this through invention, but you have to do it through some medium so that you can deliver your expertise and understanding to others. Question 7. What skills allow your gifts and passions to intersect with your interests and curiosities? This is your zone of genius. It's the skills you can develop that have the most overlap and synergy with your gifts, talents, curiosities, and interests. Again, looking at my own life, right? The proclivity for communication of ideas, first through the spoken word and then later through the written word. The intrinsic interest in introspection, right? Understanding my own self, improving my own self, working to facilitate what I feel is my potential, and existentialism, wanting to understand the world around me through the lenses of philosophy, psychology, spirituality, and finding ways in which I can practically apply that to the world through online business and the skills related to it, content creation, content distribution, learning to utilize the tools and technologies that let me facilitate that in the first place, understanding and knowing how to market and sell and build a network, understanding how to create valuable offers, products, and services that benefit me through the successful business and wealth that they generate for me, and serve others in truly meaningful ways and align with my greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. And so ask yourself, what skills do you feel will make the most use of your gifts and passions, and in what ways? How do those skills give you the freedom to explore your interests and curiosities further, and in what ways? Question 8, what primary skills do you think and or feel you should cultivate? These are the core of your skill stack. These are the 1 to 3 high value skills that the rest of your skill set is based and predicated on. When it comes to digital value creation, I've identified what I consider to be the 3 bedrock skills: researching, writing, and speaking. If you can do those 3 things effectively, you can create highly successful content-based brand and business, regardless of how you're presenting, whether you're a writer or you make videos or you have a podcast, whatever medium you choose or multitudes of mediums you choose. If you can research effectively, if you can write effectively, and you can speak effectively, there is no limitation to what you can do and how you're able to facilitate it within the digital landscape. And so ask yourself, why are these 1 to 3 skills the most important skills for you to master? How do these skills contribute to 80% or more of the results you'd like to produce? Question 9, what supplementary skills do you think and or feel you should cultivate? So these are the secondary support skills that amplify the effectiveness of the primary skills within your skill stack. Again, when I think about research, writing, and speaking, what are the supplementary secondary skills that amplify my effectiveness with those 3 abilities? Content creation, content distribution, sales and marketing, copywriting, all of these secondary skills are extensions of, and as a result, amplifications of those 3 primary skills that I continue to develop and cultivate and utilize as the foundation for my continued success and my ability to help benefit the lives of others and improve the world to the best of my ability through the gifts and talents and skills that I cultivate and develop within myself and externalize through the work that I commit to. And so ask yourself, what skills can complement and benefit your core skills? Why are these skills important for you to become proficient with? How do these skills contribute to the remaining 20% of the results you'd like to produce? Category 4, problem solving. So this is how you will apply value. It's how you will take your knowledge, your understanding, your expertise through the skills that you cultivate and develop expertise within, and then channel those into external value that can benefit other people. Question 10, what individual problems do you want to help solve? This is how you want to help someone on a personal level. It's the challenges you want to help the individual overcome. Through my content, through my offers, through my brand and business, I am doing my best to help facilitate a world where people are more self-aware, where they tap into and fully utilize their creative nature, where they live in a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose, and to help lead the world towards a more purpose-driven economy, which will likely be an entire video in and of itself. But I utilize the catalyst of content creation and online business to facilitate and do the deeper work that I feel I'm meant to do as it relates to helping, guiding, and assisting other people. And so ask yourself, what obstacles do you want to help an individual overcome? Why are these obstacles worth overcoming, and what other problems do they potentially contribute to? Why do you feel it's important for more people to overcome these challenges? Question 11, what collective problems do you want to help solve? This is how you want your work and purpose to help the world. It's the challenges you want your work to help civilization overcome. Most people never go this far when it comes to their work and their purpose. They feel like they can't, as an individual, make a substantial difference as it relates to civilization, as it relates to humanity as a collective. But because of the world we live in, because of the modern miracles of the digital age and the internet and borderless, hyperspeed, shareable communication, the individual has never had more power to influence the minds and hearts of others in a beneficial way. Because what is a collective? It's simply a culmination, a group of individuals. And the more you're able to inspire, to help drive towards a better life, to help guide towards better ways of being and living, the greater degree of difference you can make in the world at large. You should never underestimate the power of the ripples that you can create in the world through your work and your purpose. So ask yourself, what are the obstacles that plague civilization, and what other problems do they contribute to? Why do you feel it's important for civilization to overcome these challenges? Question 12, what potential solutions can you provide to the defined problems? So this is specifically how you will provide help and guidance. How will you help solve these problems? In other words, what solutions will you present on an individual and collective level? Again, I'm trying to facilitate this through all the aforementioned reasons, through my writing, through my videos, through my products and services, through my brand and my business, trying to leverage the miracles of the modern world, the internet, and the new golden age in order to help steer people towards a better direction for themselves and their lives on both an individual and a collective level. But of course, this is not the only way to do it, and we need a multitudes of ways that a multitude of people commit to in order to help facilitate a better future for all of us. And so what benefits do you want to provide, and how specifically do you want to provide them? How does it relate to the individual? How does it relate to the collective? What changes do you want to see people make personally and collectively as a result of having those problems solved and by implementing the solutions that you present? Category 5, higher calling. This is what you live for that is greater than yourself. This is what you feel your work and your purpose has to provide to the world in a way that goes beyond your own life, beyond your own benefit, beyond your own acquisition of wealth and fulfillment and enjoyment. All of the things that your work and purpose should facilitate, but it needs to extend beyond you. It has to be bigger than you. Question 13, what do you want to be known for? This is your reputation. It's what people think about when they think about you. Now, of course, you can't live your life dictated by the thoughts of other people, right? You cannot live dependent on how other people think and perceive you. However, we should want to be thought of and perceived in an ideal light by others because of how we show up in the world. We are social animals. We are social creatures. And I believe that we can hold both of these seemingly contradictory ideas in our minds at the same time. The desire to facilitate a certain reputation, to show up in the minds and hearts of others within a certain way, while simultaneously not needing their validation in order to do what we feel we are supposed to do in the first place. And so what kind of ideas, concepts, and or philosophies do you want to be known for? What contributions do you want to be known for having made to the world? Question 14. How many people do you want to benefit, and in what way? This is your level of impact. It's the quantifiable number of lives you want to directly or indirectly influence for the better through your work and your purpose. Now, you can only really make estimates in relation to this, right? Especially with the world we live in and the amount of reach that an individual can have because of that world, right? But if you are a value creator in any capacity, if you are building online in any capacity, if you have a brand or business that's predicated on your sense of purpose and fulfillment, you should have at least some idea of how many people you want to go out and impact through that work, because that gives you a clear target to aim at. It gives you a goal to aspire towards through this work and through utilization of the internet and the tools you have available to help spread your message and to help facilitate greater fulfillment of your purpose. And so how many lives do you want to directly influence for the better? How many lives do you hope to indirectly influence for the better? What methods will you rely on to create that desired impact, and why? Finally, question 15, what are your core whys? These are the reasons you commit to your work. It's why you assign it meaning. It's why you give it significance. It's why you choose day after day to commit your life force to it. This is also a space where you can kind of tie up all the loose ends in relation to these 15 questions. Anything that you feel like you missed, any blind spots that you maybe haven't seen up until now, you can use this space to facilitate clarity in relation to those loose ends. And so why does your work and your purpose have significance, and what do you feel makes it important and gives it meaning? What do you think and feel makes it the fullest expression of your sense of self, your creative energy, and how does it contribute to your greater sense of fulfillment? All right, my friends, with these 15 questions, you should have greater degrees of clarity as it relates to your purpose than you've ever had in your entire life. This is the conclusion to a 3-part video series, Vision, Identity, and Purpose. And just so you're aware, all of this is laid out and given to you inside of the Absolute Abundance Academy so that you can have the answers to these questions in one singular place forever, lifetime access to it. You can change it, edit it, utilize it to help facilitate your progression, your development, and your progress as a human being as you work to become the best possible version of yourself and to do work that helps others become the best possible versions of themselves. And again, to the best of your ability, makes the world a better place than it was before you were in it. Remember, the price for enrollment into the Academy is the lowest it will ever be. Click the link in the bio to learn more. And with that being said, remember, your purpose is the architecture of your ideal work. It's the projection of what you consider to be the best possible use of your life force. It's the way you spend your attention, time, and energy to create value in the world and influence your life and the lives of others for the better. Use these questions to your benefit. Use them to further clarify your greater sense of purpose. Go out into the world, utilize your gifts, give them to others. Do the work that you are here to do so that you can one day wake up feeling as though you are doing exactly what you were made to do. Much love. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in the next video.